What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of TW. And in today's episode, it's pretty similar to the last episode in the fact we've got another show coming up, the Culture Club again, obviously a weekly show. But I have actually altered one of the storylines, which is the Civil War storyline. I have scripted Greg Burridge into that storyline. That will make sense when we go through the pre-booking I have made for the Culture Club in 2 days. But obviously he's English as well, so I had no problem doing that because it's obviously a nationalist storyline, I suppose. And other than that, I've made a few offers for a few stars, which we will see hopefully by the end of the episode. Maybe not, and we have actually lost some money, which is unfortunate. But it's also to be expected, as we haven't really got a huge amount of marketable standards at the moment, so product quality I said there, yes. Other than that, I think we're gonna get straight into the pre-booking. Okay, so one of the offers I did put in was for this guy Davey Blaze, who we are getting in on an exclusive paper appearance contract. He's probably going to play the role of at best a lower mid-carder. But I needed someone who could really I don't want to sound like Vince McMahon. I needed someone, because we've got heel jobbers, but we haven't got face jobbers, and I just thought we needed one, to be honest. Alright, so this is the pre-book, well, not the pre-booking, this is the actual booking we're about to use. The first angle we're running with is Buff Bagwell gives a confident interview regarding his match, well, his feud in general with Matt Sydal, who coincidentally we might be losing because he's had enough for another company. So if we lose him mid feud, that'll be a bit annoying. Vladimir Kozlov, who has, if you can't remember, is managed and in turn manages Buff Bagwell, as in they are aligned, so they essentially, so they I can't describe it, they come out and manage for each other's matches, basically. So Vladimir Kozlov is going to have basically a squash match over 2 Gold Scorpio, which I'm not bothered about dropping 2 Gold Scorpio because he's like 97 or something. And obviously we want Vladimir Kozlov to look like a monster, so that thus advancing Buff Bagwell storyline. Regardless, afterwards, Vladimir Kozlov will attack 2 Gold Scorpio and look even more vicious, hopefully. After which, Barry Griffiths, helped on by Greg Burridge, you can't actually tell that there, but I believe Greg Burridge does come out with Barry Griffiths in all his angles now, which is good. Barry Griffiths will offer an open challenge to any wrestler, which will take 2 minutes, and then Colt Cabana, who obviously we want on the mic as much as possible, with him being one of our best mic workers in the company, will come out and accept. And to this, Barry Griffiths will look a bit concerned. So we're running the fact that Barry Griffiths, although he's a monster, doesn't like the idea of fighting Colt Cabana. And then Gregory Helms will come out and do guest commentary for his partner's match, Chris Hero against Carlito Colon. And in this match, obviously Chris Hero is going to be the victor, but I want the match to be open and scripted, so I want both of them to look pretty even, really, because obviously they're in the tag team feud together. After which, Carlito Colon and his tag team partner, Afro Noah Jr., will cut a promo on Gregory Helms and Chris Hero. It'll only be a minute though, because I don't want them to be on the microphone for an extended period of time. They're not exactly great. I think Carly Colon's okay. Yeah, his microphone's not great, but his charisma's good. And well, actually, they're alright, I suppose. Yeah, they're alright. I think they could do okay, but I'm gonna leave it a minute for now. We then get a main event caliber match, really. Mark Sloan will be taking on Colt Cabana, and as you can see, Colt Cabana will be the victor. That is purely because Colt Cabana is in a feud, a feature feud at the moment, and Mark Sloan is not. Even though Mark Sloan is classed as a main eventer, and he's only and Cabana's only an upper mid carder. I'm trying to think of a way I can include Sloan into a feud, but I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure at the moment. As you can see, the match will be open. Mark Sloan will be kept strong, so he doesn't look weak as hell. And thus still looks like a main event contender. And the match will be scripted again. I mean, it probably is not scripted, because I think yeah, I'm gonna remove that. I don't want the idea. I don't want the match to be scripted. I think both wrestlers are good enough to work without a script. I'm probably going to be wrong and now be punished for that, but nevertheless, after which, having lost the match, Mark Sloan will refuse to shake Cabana's hand. I was tempted to make it so he did, and thus turn Mark Sloan face, because we do need a face, but I'm not sure how good Mark Sloan is as a face. Yeah, he's babyface 50. I don't really want to risk it, so we'll keep him heel. Eventually I'll probably turn one of the other heels face, so like, I think Paul Burchill might actually. I know he's like the biggest face in the company, bar Bargraves, I suppose, but even though Bargraves isn't the main eventer, but and then again after that, the Heroes, which is of course Chris Hero and Gregor Helms, will cut a promo in reply to I don't know what the tag team's called. No, I can't remember what that tag team's called. I think it's the Bruisers. Yeah. So the Heroes will cut a promo in response to the Bruisers' promo to them, if that makes sense. And then where are we? Burchill will rant about Terry Frazier, thus continuing that feud, because it's not really been featured much this episode, or this show at least. And Mark Sloan will kick off about Colt Cabana, trying to shake his hand, just because we don't want that to just be dead in the water. I mean, it will be. I don't think I'll advance it past tonight, or past this show, but I want to have some sort of payoff to that. So it's like a feud within a feud. So, and the final match of the night will be Terry Frazier. We'll go on one-on-one with the Rage. I don't know if the Rage actually had a match, but he is now. Terry Frazier will be the victor because, again, like Mark Sloan, the Rage is not in a featured feud, and the match will be open. And the workers, with it being 15 minutes, the workers will pace the match, so it becomes like a crescendo ending, kind of like all of Randy Orton matches are. I like Randy Orton's matches. I think he's a damn good wrestler, so I think that'll work quite well for them. And afterwards, I mentioned earlier that Greg Burridge will be scripted into this feud. And the way we're doing that is immediately after Terry Frazier's victory over the Rage, Paul Burchill will attack him. Well, I think they'll have a confrontation first and then they'll attack, and then Greg Burridge will come out and help Terry Frazier. I'm not going to align them in the feud, it's just because they're both faces and Paul Burchill's the heel. It's quite a rare dynamic of two faces and one heel in a feud, but it's normally the face that's outnumbered. But I think we'll be able to run it. Nevertheless, we're going to run show. Are you sure you wish to start the show? Yes, I am. Right, Buff Bagwell cuts an interview about his upcoming match with Matt Sydal, where he treats him with utter contempt, calling the match a complete waste of time and a foregone conclusion, which is actually probably the best, the segment that makes sense most in this feud so far, because that was what the feud was originally supposed to be. Buff Bagwell thought it was too good. Buff Bagwell did a masterful job of improvising interactions with the crowd. So if he did so well, why did it only get a D? There's no other notes apart from... Nope. So next part, in an awful match that was completely devoid of... I didn't expect them to put a good match. I just wanted to make a little job. Typical Scott York, to be honest. Buff Bagwell did some... Buff Bagwell's going to be the MVP for this show, I can see it coming. Vladimir Kozlov, a good pairing there, but that's good to hear, because otherwise I would have just wasted my time pairing them together. So yeah, it's quite like Vladimir Kozlov's obviously got more, he'll have more presence than Buff Bagwell. Buff Bagwell is by far and away more talented. I mean, Vladimir Kozlov's a decent wrestler, I suppose, but Buff Bagwell can't off-cut promo when he's on form, so hopefully that'll end up being a good pairing. next, please. Thank you. I didn't make next twice there. I think I did. Biographer is in the ring. Actually, no, I didn't. Biographer was in the ring. Yes, I did. Because we had the attack. When didn't we? No. I didn't give. God damn it. Alright, we're back. Kind of messed up a bit there. I apologise for that. Vladimir Kozlov and Buff Bagwell are a good pairing, which we've already been told that, but they play off each other well, which is good to hear. The match was over. That segment got even worse than the match. Never mind. Biographer is in the ring with a microphone. He claims that he is so good that he cannot be defeated by anyone, and so is making up a challenge. And yes, I was correct. Greg Lambert did actually help out Biographer in the segment, which is to be expected. Biographer is no masterful microphone worker really, and you know we've already done that. Next on the agenda we have Colt Cabana coming out and saying he accepts that challenge. I struggle to believe that. The segment lifted the crowd, and Colt Cabana and Biographer's competitive hate storyline has advanced as a segment, which is nice. I've already done that. Next, Gregory Helms comes down the ringside to do colour commentary. I didn't expect that right into anything because it's only him walking down a ramp, isn't it? So, Chris Hero and Carly Colon put on an awful match apparently. I wouldn't expect that because they're both half decent wrestlers. Chris Hero's debuted as hero gimmick. Initial rating C-. The match lifted the crowd, and the segment has advanced as a result. And once again, it has advanced as a result of the Bruisers cutting a promo. Nothing to be said about that. And the Bartlett had good crowd and some decent in-ring action, which you'd expect with these two workers. Colt Cabana defeated Mark Sloan in 12:26 by submission with an inverted Boston Crab, which means Mark Sloan's debut is no gimmick needed gimmick. That sentence annoys us. It got an initial rating of F-, but now has a rating of D-. This match lifted the crowd, which is nice to hear again. The match is over. Colt Cabana walks over and offers his hand as a sign of respect to Mark Sloan for putting up a great fight. Mark Sloan refuses the handshake and walks off. There's no specific comments for that, which you wouldn't really expect. It's just a random angle, really. The Heroes has an interview hyping up their match with the Bruisers. Chris Hero did not do well, went without a script. Gregor Helms enjoyed, went without a script. So we're going to either appease Chris Hero and having a script, or appease Gregory Helms and not having a script, as apparently neither likes the other option. Next, Paul Burchill has an interview in which he goes off on a rant about how much he hates Terry Frazier. Paul Burchill did a masterful job of improvising interactions with the crowd. Paul Burchill, you the MVP. Mark Sloan has an interview in which he goes off on a rant about how much he hates Colt Cabana. Nothing to be said about that because it's not actually it's not actually a storyline, is it? So, and about that had a good crowd and some decent in-ring action. Terry Frazier defeated The Rage in 15:24 by pinfall with a Starstruck. So they had a decent match. Right, okay, so we need more than the 15-minute match to do a slow build approach, which is annoying, but nevertheless, I'm happy with how that match went down. Terry Frazier is in the ring giving an interview. Paul Burchill comes out to the ring, and after some back and forth insults, he attacks, laying Terry Frazier out. Greg Burridge comes out of the back and hits the ring, cleans house, saving Terry Frazier. The segment has, of course, advanced once again. The Civil War segment, and the segment lifted the crowd, which is good again. Okay, so we got final rating rather of E+, and for once we've actually run a show where the fans don't just think we're not doing well enough, or we haven't got enough good storylines, which is obviously nice to hear for once. Alright, so we have unread emails. Right, Paul Burchill's going into with progress, so we're going to have to work around that. And with that, guys, I think I shall end the episode off there, whilst I do the outro going right. If you like the video, please leave a like. Remember to drop a comment on storylines you'd like to see us do, angles, and also the let's plays and things like that you'd like to see us do. We've recently done Portal. I think that'll finish by the time I've released this video. It should do by the schedules. And I have another one. I have another Let's Play planned, which will be a JRPG, which is like a 20 or 30 to 30 hour Let's Play. So that'll be a slightly longer episodic show. But regardless, remember to drop a subscription if you want to see more content from the channel. And thank you very, very much for watching. Goodbye.